Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Leila, the Lenormand reader, and I use the amazing Lenormand deck. Have a look at the links that I have for you. Download your starter guide so you can explore and master this amazing deck. Welcome to a new weekly reading. We are doing an extended line of 5 today with the blink of an eye deck. Let's go ahead and start with you, Aries, and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aries, here is your extended line of 5. And as you can see clearly, we have both the man and woman in the cards. So this is going to highlight a relationship. We have the star, which is a very beautiful card, and every other card in here is neutral or positive in the case of the anchor. Now in the center, we have the mountain, and the mountain can be a place abroad, especially with the anchor and stork. So it probably means that this connection is in another location or through distance or online, or perhaps that you're traveling together. This is possible. Now, the mountain can be a card of obstacles, but with the stork, we see that you're able to overcome the obstacles. So let's back up to the beginning of the line. We have the anchor and woman and the mountain. So they're not immediately adjacent, but they're pretty close with the neutral woman card in between. The anchor and mountain typically suggests an anchor abroad or a foothold abroad. So this is a connection that you probably have in the location. And abroad doesn't have to be too far. You know, that's kind of flexible relative to you. And then we have the stork, which with the mountain is very much a combination for travel and change and going places. It's an active combination. And the tower can mean a couple of different things here. It can suggest that it's picking up from something from the past. So connecting with maybe family or people from another time and place, or a back home kind of situation. And the alternative is that the tower represents something official or legal or something like that. So perhaps you need to follow up with someone who is helping you in this area or with whom you are collaborating in a more or less professional way. But in all cases, this line suggests a connection, contact, and activity with regards to this place and location. In the column, we have the man and star on either side of the mountain. So the man and mountain is just like the woman and mountain. It represents someone in a different location or abroad, and some kind of connection. Yes, there can be a blockage, but we have the stork in the middle row and we have the beautiful star in the column, and these cards suggest movement. The star specifically is a card of wish fulfillment. So some very positive things can materialize with this person, and a very good connection can be in process or can result from the activity here. So very nice, easygoing cards. If the mountain represents an obstacle, we definitely see things smoothing out and moving forward this week, hopefully. Now, in the inner diamond, we have the man and woman together, so really highlighting the relationship. And then the beautiful stork and star. So these are some beautiful steps forward, things materializing, and a lot of beautiful activity and wish fulfillment materializing for you in this relationship. I can also suggest, Aries, that this person helps you with your goals. That too is possible. So if this is work related or in some kind of administrative situation, then you get the support and you're able to move forward. So really nice cards. The anchor with the man, tower, and star. This can very much, again, refer to the relationship. And the anchor and tower suggests a strong, supportive relationship that is some kind of commitment for the long term. So it has longevity and it has security. And of course, the beautiful star adds to this lovely energy, really supporting the relationship and telling us that this is someone you can trust and someone you can work with and collaborate with. And if this person helps you move forward or helps you grow or helps you take on the changes that you're after, then we see also this materializing in the cards. So a lovely set of cards, Aries, very supportive for a relationship and support in a relationship, possibly travel, but certainly activity and a connection that is supportive. The cards are flexible in terms of context, whether it's work, money, family, a personal relationship. It's flexible in this sense. But the strength of the relationship and the positive steps forward are very much in the cards. Let me know what you make of these lovely ideas, Aries. I certainly hope they resonate with you. And as always, I look forward to your comments and your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Taurus, here is a really pretty and easy extended line of 5. As you can see, we have the ring in the middle. This is a card for relationships, but from what I gather from the rest of the cards, I'm not so sure this is so much of a relationship as much as it is an agreement and some kind of commitment or involvement that proves to be pretty supportive. Most of the cards are neutral, but the moon and heart, they have brighter energies. And so I think that you're going to be happy in this. Now, the lily and moon and ring. Well, these two cards, each of them can be about work and career, and the moon can be a card of offers, and the ring can be a card of engagement. So it's very clear that we could be looking at a contract or an involvement or a collaboration or some kind of agreement, probably in your work life, but possibly also in a way that affects your life in general. And it can be a relationship. The cross and moon, the cross and heart is suggesting something of importance here and possibly something that's meant to be, and the heart makes you happy. The cross can be a bit heavy, but because of these supportive cards or neutral cards around it, I think it's more bringing out this element of significance. It's possible that you need to make a decision of sorts, but it sounds like you're going to make the right one. Now, in the column, we have the ring and letter. So this is another very clear combination for a contract or an agreement, something written, something more or less formal, or, at least has some kind of mutual understanding kind of situation. And we see the mountain at the top. The mountain can be an obstacle, but we see the cards after the mountain. So it's very likely that if there was something that was stuck, then you're able to overcome it and things move forward into this agreement. But the mountain is also a card of distance. And so it can represent a location in another place, abroad, farther from where you are, or possibly online. So we see that you're making an agreement or some kind of contact with these people or that situation. So it strengthens the idea that we saw in the middle line. Now, moving on to the diamonds, we have the inner diamond inside here. We have the moon with the mountain, cross, and letter. So again, the moon and letter, a bit like with the ring and letter, moon and ring, all three pairs are about this agreement. The mountain and cross can be a bit challenging. Maybe there are some tough decisions that you need to make, or you need to assess things carefully, maybe in relation to the fact that it's far away. And so that's what the cross can be about. So this could be a big deal as well. The cross can make things, more important. It tends to be associated with things related to destiny and, the deeper things in life. So this could be quite an important opportunity or process that you're working through, and you're going to make some big decisions probably at this point. The lily with the mountain, heart, and letter is sort of similar. We have the mountain and letter as we did in the inner diamond. And here we have the lily and heart, which is very lovely for a sense of happiness and well-being, satisfaction with your path, and with the opportunity that is ahead here. So overall, Taurus, it looks like you're working through an agreement that is pretty significant and that can involve a move or some kind of a connection in a different location. It sounds exciting. I think it's on track and it's aligned with you, but I still think you need to make some evaluation, some assessment about, what it means to be involved with the situation. Now, I do think this mostly affects your work and your life, but it can also obviously affect your relationship. And in this case, we could be looking at a longer term relationship. There can be some kind of distance between you and the other person. But I have to say, Taurus, that the cards are quite bright for a relationship. This could be a long-term commitment. It could be a supportive and really a more mature kind of relationship. The cross can mean, like really thinking about taking things to the next level. And so if that's the area for you, a personal relationship, then there could be a significant step up this week where you're looking at the next level. So overall, really nice cards. There is an element of seriousness to them, I have to say. Even though everything is aligned and looks good, it is important. You know, it affects your life in a bigger way, whether it's at work or a relationship or your life in general. Let me know what you make of this, Taurus. Let me know what kind of agreement or collaboration or relationship is at hand for you. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and your feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Gemini, let's get into your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Gemini, here is your extended line of 5. And despite the whip at the top, we do have some pretty bright messages here. We have the beautiful flowers right in the middle and the moon, and then the powerfully positive key at the end of the line. So this is a very bright message. So there are going to be some challenges, but it looks like you are able to overcome them. The flowers in the middle is a card of all around happiness and wish fulfillment and healing. So it brings some very positive outcomes. So the ring and house, this probably points to home and family, people who are closer to you. And with the flowers, moon, and key, there are definitely some very positive outcomes with these people, some really successful steps forward or successful outcomes in general. And you could also become involved in a space or in some situation that you had been wanting to. So there's definitely opportunity, there's definitely success. And I also think, Gemini, that there is a really good chance of you being appreciated and recognized for your work. You could even be managing a situation or coordinating some people together, you know, leading maybe a project forward, and it sounds like it's really going to be successful. It's also a really good card for a set of cards for personal relationships where connections are close, are warm, and you could also be celebrating some kind of success or enjoying each other's companies. So very beautiful cards, and I would say across the board. Now, the whip is a challenging card. It is a card of conflict, but we see the flowers and bear here, which easily overcomes this. And I say easily because the bear is really strong. It's a card of power, and with the flowers, which is a card of brightness and healing, I'm pretty sure you're going to overcome these challenges. And maybe it's not a negative challenge, but maybe it's a good challenge, where you have an opportunity to prove yourself. And like we saw in the middle line, you are successful and potentially even appreciated. So this middle column can support this as well. So very bright cards, really great for teamwork and fixing problems together, but also overcoming anything more negative in this sense. And it's definitely an opportunity to shine and enjoy also this collaboration and these relationships. Now, the house with the whip, moon, and bear is sort of similar. We have the whip, which brings a conflict in the situation here. The moon is a gentle card, which helps soften the edges of the whip a little bit. And the bear is a card of strength, again, suggesting that you're on top of this. The bear is also a message that encourages you to not stand down, to be strong and to face up to this. So a really supportive set of cards. The ring with the whip and key and bear, this is even better because the key is precisely a card of problem solving, and it is at the end of the line. So these are really good cards for success and solutions and positive outcomes. The relationship is strong, and even though there is conflict or problems, you are in a position to solve them, Gemini. So don't back down and keep your focus on the optimistic side of everything, because you're leading here and you're on top of this and you are going to come out successful. And in all probability, this is going to support bringing out your image and, helping you stand out more and being appreciated like we saw. So really nice cards for wish fulfillment and achievement, for solving problems and coming through as successful and, in a position of strength and power. In terms of personal relationships, There's a sort of a similar idea applies, a little bit different though. The whip and ring can suggest conflicts, and the whip and house as well. But with these two cards, there is a softening of the whip and definitely a solution on top of the beautiful flowers and bear, which helps heal this. So we see that there could be a problem or a conflict in a relationship, maybe an argument or a disagreement or something goes wrong, but the relationship is saved in very clearly, and the issue is resolved. So these are some really nice cards, Gemini. Focus on the solution, focus on your optimism, and step into this position so that you can show through for what you're capable of, and you're definitely going to be appreciated for this. And also with the relationship, have faith that a solution is at hand. Let me know what you make of these lovely cards, Gemini. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback if you're willing to share. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Cancer, here is your extended line of 5, and there's an interesting dynamic happening here because we have the challenging whip at the end of the line with the clouds, but earlier we have the star. In the middle, we have the child. This is a card of new beginnings. So it looks like you have now a chance to do something new or pursue something you'd been wanting to, but this week, there are challenges. So it might not be the best week to move forward fully. And even if you do, you could face up to some challenges, but there's still the groundwork for this new beginning. So backing up here, we have the star, mountain, and child, and this can point to a pretty important chapter that is opening up for you. And the star, earlier, Cancer, suggests that it is definitely aligned with your goals and the things that you want to do. So this is exciting. There's a new beginning that you are heading into. The mountain can also be a location abroad or a different place, and perhaps you are considering to pursue a life over there or something like that, or to pursue a venture in that location. However, Cancer, we do have the clouds and whip within the line, and this is a combination for challenges. The clouds is a card of confusion. The whip would certainly help you break through this confusion and break through the stuckness and the hesitation. So it does have an active side. At the same time, you do need to work through some challenges, some problems that show up, some difficulties that show up as you move forward into this new beginning, Cancer. Now, the lily with the child and bear is a very important new chapter that is opening up for you. So a bit like what we're seeing with the mountain and child, here we've got the child and lily, which is a new phase. And that's because the lily covers your life in a broader way. So it tends to be like more significant in terms of your overall life direction. And the bear makes everything big and important. So we're having another confirmation that this is a significant turning point for you. Now, because of the challenges here, it doesn't materialize just yet, not within the week. So you need to resolve these challenges, but we see that the groundwork for this new beginning and for this new phase is definitely happening here. The mountain with the lily, clouds, and bear is again highlighting the challenges. You could be considering a life abroad or some kind of significant step forward or step up in your life. And this could be a source of stress and anxiety. But again, we're not seeing that this is a deal breaker. It's just that it's coming together for you, and it could be a little bit challenging or a little bit painful. They could be growing pains, but also like transformation kind of pains. The star with the lily, whip, and bear is again highlighting the challenge through the whip this time. But as you see here, we've got the star and lily, and these are very beautiful cards that point to wish fulfillment and healing, and also a life situation or life direction that is desired and that is materializing for you. And the bear really enhances that. So again, we're seeing the significance of what's happening here for you. But we also have the bear and whip, and this is challenging, but at the same time, it does tell you to stand your ground in the face of any challenge and to confront it. The bear is a confrontational card, and so is the whip. And so we see here that you need to wrestle with whatever is in your way in order to move forward. So within the week, you are solving these problems, but there's a very powerful moment here for what is forming and what is coming to coming to you, what is materializing for you. Now, the cards seem to affect your life in general. We have the Star and Lily, and, they sort of affect your life as a whole. But if it affects only a specific area of your life, like a new job, a new relationship, a new project, or, discovering a new place, the cards can apply as well. I would say in terms of any action or steps that you're going to take, Cancer, I suggest that you just iron out the issues first before moving forward. So take this week for this and have faith that the path is unfolding and that it's quite significant for you. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Cancer. I hope you resonate with them in these positive ways. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Leo, very interesting spread. What stands out to me is that you could discover something new, or you could learn something this week that proves to be pretty important to you. This could be a week for knowledge and learning, and maybe even learning from a mentor. Now, of course, there's going to be different ways we can read the cards, but I have to say that this is really what stands out to me just from looking at the cards, with the book in the middle, which is a card of the unknown, but also of knowledge and learning. And we have the child, which is a new chapter or some new information. And then the bear and woman, which can suggest someone like an authority or an expert that you learn from. And on top of this, we have the beautiful clover at the beginning of the line here, along with the heart. So this is probably something you are passionate about and you are interested in and want to pursue. So we see this with the book, which is, like I said, the card of learning and knowledge, but you could also come across a secret or discover something. The bear and woman is someone of importance, of influence. She could be someone like a manager or an expert, or, someone with some kind of influence. And she could be someone that you are learning from, or she could be someone that you meet. So the book being the card of the unknown, this can mean a new relationship, for example. So very beautiful and interesting cards here that bring some interesting discoveries and some interesting people down your way. Now, the child is a card of beginnings, and with the book, it is about a new chapter, or like I said, some kind of new knowledge or a new branch of interest, new information. And the cross is a card of importance. So here you might need to assess matters, evaluate things, and possibly even make a decision. But it is also a card of importance. So I feel that it's calling you to pay attention to the signs, pay attention to this information. And it could be something more significant that you initially anticipate. So very interesting cards for a new beginning, a new branch of interest, a new discovery, or a new relationship. All of these are possible, and they could all be, part of the same situation. Now, the heart with the child, bear, and cross. This is lovely. This is another message of a new beginning, and it's definitely something that makes you happy, and it's quite significant as well. The bear can ask for courage. So, Leo, you need to step into this with courage, and you want to take a step. And also, you want to answer to the calling. I have to say, I feel that there's something a bit more mysterious here because of the cross and book and the clover, and the child. It's like there's something juicy here, okay? And you want to pursue it. You want to pay attention to the signs, and you want to pursue this calling. And in terms of a new relationship, it's also looking important. It could be someone pretty exciting, or someone who's a bit different maybe, and who could bring some exciting opportunities into your life. The clover with the child, woman, and cross, these are lovely for a new relationship. Again, the clover is a card of luck, and it has an element of being a little bit unpredictable. And also with the cross, I feel that's sort of, it's adding a little bit to this mystery thing and to the importance of this. So it sounds like you're getting signs, Leo, and you're being sort of guided into this new chapter, this new branch of interest to meet this new person. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty important relationship. So be open to all of this week, Leo. This can be really exciting, but I also think that there are some moving parts and some mysteries, but it all It all sounds really exciting and juicy, so I wish for you to be open and to enjoy this. And also, Leo, it is very much time to engage in your passions. It is very much time to seek the support of a mentor, to get information, to be curious and to be inquisitive and to go after all of this knowledge and information, because it is going to prove to be supportive for you. So a really interesting set of cards. They seem to affect your knowledge, or, your pursuits, more specifically, but they can also apply at work, for example, where maybe there's a new boss or a new project or a new relationship, even if it's a personal, intimate relationship, that too is possible. But it is clear that you're pursuing something really interesting here and that you need to pursue it. And, you should also follow your instinct, your gut, your calling, because this could be a really interesting experience and it could be a really supportive person and something that you're passionate about as well. So really interesting cards, I have to say, quite unique, Leo. Let me know what you make of them. I do look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Virgo. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Virgo, very interesting line of 5 and helpful. So just from looking at this, it's very clear to me what's going on here. There is a bit of an issue, or you're having doubts, or you're thinking about a relationship. And you want to step back a little bit and give this a bit of a space. And also you need to think about any steps forward that you are taking in this relationship or with this person here. We've got the tree in the middle. The tree is a card of contemplation. On top of this, we have the clouds, which is the card of thoughts and thinking. So it's very clear that you need to chill and you need to take a step back and think about things. And with the book at the end of the line here, there are some unknowns. So things need to be figured out. And this is definitely a message for slowing down. So I would say don't take aggressive action this week, but think things through and step back a little bit for a better perspective. So let's begin here. We've got the ship and child, and this is a combination of journeys and travel and new directions. So you could be traveling or not, but the ship is definitely highlighting a new direction when it comes with the child. And the child and tree is very much about planting seeds into something that's going to grow. Now, the tree is a slower card than the ship. So we see happening after the ship, and it's in the middle. So again, there's a message of you wanting to move forward. There's a new journey. There's a new direction opening up for you, but you want to slow down this week. The woman and book is a relationship, a woman, a person whom you do not know yet, because we have the book. The book is the card of the unknown. And with the tree, things are unfolding. So you still don't know everything about this person. And so it's another message for encouraging you to slow down and to take it easy in this new direction. The clouds is very much about thoughts and thinking, like I was saying. And with the clouds, there are some ideas or issues that you need to work through, and so you want to slow down. And the dog is another card for a person, usually a friend or a colleague or someone like that, but it's kind of similar to what we saw with the woman. So you want to let the relationship unfold. You also want to take your time with this. Maybe you're in process of making up your mind about whether you do actually move into this or not, and how you feel about this person. So this is a week for slowing down. Things are in motion. There's opportunity. Things are in the works. That's all fine. But we're not seeing that you need to rush. We're not seeing that you need to, we're seeing the opposite. We're seeing that you need to slow down and allow yourself and the other person also to, take your time with this process. Now, the diamonds, we've got the child, clouds, woman, and dog. So again, this is a new relationship that's forming, and the clouds suggest that there can be a bit of tension or a bit of anxiety. Things are not really clear. There could be a bit of electricity in the air. So, and don't stress about it. Just let it go, chill, and allow things to unfold. The ship with the clouds, book, and dog is sort of similar. We're getting to know this person here. And things are moving forward, but there are these doubts or question marks or things that you need to to think through before you move forward with this new direction. So the message is really clear, Virgo, very clear and very supportive, and I would say really helpful advice here. Take your time with this. Take your time to get to know the other person. Allow the other person to come around. Whatever is the dynamic exactly between the two of you, just sort of relax about it and allow things to unfold. So this is not the week for aggressive action. This is the week for taking a break and getting perspective. And things are in the works, this is not a deal breaker or something that's going to stop everything. Not at all. It's just, allowing things to form on their own time a bit better and taking time out for thinking any issues through. And also, Virgo, the cards are flexible in terms of the context. So if this is about a personal relationship, the idea applies. Allowing the relationship to unfold. And if it's about work or projects or something else that you're pursuing, something similar applies. There's a new direction here, clearly, but you need to sort of think it through. And the other person or the other people who are involved with this, also need to come around. So things are still forming, okay? So it's not a week for aggressive action, regardless of the context. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Virgo. I hope you find it as helpful as I did. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Libra, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Libra, here is your extended line. It's a little bit tricky because we have both the fox and snake with a person card, which can be really concerning because usually these cards point to someone deceptive. But what's really nice is that we have both the star and the sun in the lines as well, and at the bottom and the right, which tend to be outcome cards because we go from left to right and top to bottom. And these are two very bright and very powerfully positive cards. So it's very clear that whatever the issue or concern is, you're definitely going to overcome it. Now, in the center, we have the lily, and the lily is often a card of work and career and life path. In terms of relationships, it can represent someone who's older or more mature or someone you've had a longer term relationship with. So there can be some complications in the relationship. So let's begin here. We've got the woman, snake, and lily. So this is definitely someone who is deceptive. Someone who is self-interested and selfish, more so than with the fox. The snake tends to be a bit more toxic. And we see it with the lily. So it could be someone in your work environment or a colleague or maybe even someone closer to home. Now, the bird and sun is lovely for clearing things up. The bird is a card of conversations, and the sun is an all-around success and healing card. So when we see them together, they are bringing out things into the open. What's interesting is that the snake is a card of silence, whereas the bird is a card of conversation and communication. So it is possible that you are waiting for the right time to have a conversation with this person or vice versa, or maybe it's mutual. But we do see that the conversation works out really well. And more generally, the line is great for overcoming a challenge, whatever it may be, specifically with this person. The lily suggests taking more time, as does the snake, but it looks like things can work out even within the week. Now, the fox with the lily and star is actually very similar because the snake and fox are similar. We have the lily with both and we have the sun and star with both. So almost an identical suggestion comes through this triplet. The fox is a bit deceptive. It's less toxic than the snake. It is a card of being self-interested, so it can bring up these question marks around a person. But again, the lily and star suggest that things work out. It could take a bit more time or it's a bit slow, but things work out. In another sense, the fox is a card of jobs and the lily is a card of career as well. So this area could be coming out for you this week. And again, with the star, some very wonderful things materialize. And in the context of work and career, if we revise the main line in this context, it could be suggesting that you are trying to convince someone to hire you, or you're trying to work your way around this person, and it sounds like you do this successfully. And I say this because the snake is actually a really clever card. It works in an indirect way. It is calm, it is calculating, it's strategic and diplomatic, and it certainly knows how to charm the birds off the trees. And with the beautiful sun at the end of the line, it's pretty clear, Libra, that you are going to get what you want. So despite this snake and fox, this could be a really powerful and positive outcome. Now, the snake and fox with the bird and star is also bright, because even though we have the snake and fox together, which really adds to their challenges, we have the bird and star, which brings a wonderful news. I want to suggest, Libra, that you don't be pushy and that you just be very calm and calculated with your approach. And it sounds like a conversation could go really well and you could get what you want. The woman with the fox, star and sun and star, is lovely. Here we have both the star and sun together, the two bright cards. And the fox can mean a couple of things. She could either mean that this woman is someone at work, or someone you're working with to achieve your goals, and you do. Or it can mean that you have to work through the relationship in a clever way, and it does succeed. So either way, you are able to overcome whatever challenges are brought by the snake and fox, and not only overcome them, but really the star and sun are shining really bright. So it can be a very positive turnaround. You also get what you want. You work through the relationship positively. You're able to move forward in the way that you want. It is really a beautiful message in any context. Like I said, I think this seems to be focused on work or your practical life. But in terms of a personal relationship, things can work out well and be smoothed out. I have to say, though, that in personal relationships, I'm really suspecting a love triangle, dishonesty, or cheating because of the snake, not only the snake, but also the fox. So seeing them together really increases the possibility of this being the case. Now, if that's the case, things can still work out and you overcome the challenges that this person could be bringing. I have to say that I'm not really seeing in the cards if they go away or if something else happens, but the resolution is clearly in sight, and it's probably going to come through a conversation, or at least things coming out into the open in one way or another. So anyway, we look at these cards, Libra, they are bright. They do demand some care and caution with a person, and also patience. But at some point, you're going to be able to have that conversation or speak out or bring things out into the open for a very positive resolution and some very powerful, empowering outcomes for you. So let me know what you make of this, Libra. A very interesting set of cards, I have to say. I look forward to your thoughts and feedback as always. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line and see what is in store for you. Okay, Scorpio, interesting cards. We have the coffin at the end, but it comes with the sun and star. So this points to a successful achievement, major completion, and wrapping something significant up. Very interesting cards. In the middle, we have the tower. So the tower here can suggest a couple of things. It's either some kind of graduation or some kind of, completion of something like that. Or it's something that you'd been working on a long time that you're now able to wrap up. And also, it looks like it involves a promotion of sorts. So again, that idea of a graduation. It could be education. It could be something else in your life. Earlier here, we have the lily and sun. This is a very beautiful combination. The lily is a bit of a long-term card, like the tower, and the sun suggests success and achievement, and also the stars. So lily, sun, tower, star, same idea, this long-term vision for success, and also an element of elevation. And then we have the coffin, which is an ending. So you complete a phase, you wrap up something really successfully because we have both the sun and star. That's why I'm thinking something like a graduation, a promotion where you wrap up your phase and move on to the next and things like that. Now we have the dog and stork on either side of the tower in the middle column. And the dog is usually a card of friends. But what I'm thinking here is that because of the stork, which is a card of change, and we're seeing it with the tower and the, this completion, this step up, I think that you're moving up from a junior position to a more senior position in whatever area. It doesn't have to be work related. It could be in any context of your life. Now, in terms of a friend, because the dog is a card of friends, I'm not really feeling it as a friend in this context, but it can be. And in terms of a friend or a colleague or someone like that, it sounds like you are moving on and moving up. And, that could be, that again, that's part of what we're seeing here. Also, things could pick up in a connection, in a friendship, in a relationship. It could be someone from the past, and it could be a supportive relationship in general. The tower is not the warmest of cards, but, there's still some action here with the stork. So very nice cards for a major and successful completion, Scorpio. Hopefully, you're able to move up. And also, I would say healing and letting go and moving on and being willing to let go are very much in the cards as well. Now, the sun with the dog, star, and stork is lovely. This is great for a relationship. It's great for positive changes across the board and wish fulfillment. The lily with the dog, coffin, and stork, we're definitely seeing the ending here, the stork and coffin. And with the dog, that was my feeling, that you're moving up. And so you could be leaving a kind of circle, where you have certain relationships in a circle. But it sounds like you're moving up and doing something different now. And in terms of a relationship, you could be moving on from a relationship. That too is possible. So very beautiful cards for a successful completion, for achievement, for fulfillment. I think you're ready to move up and maybe even move out and away and just, embrace this change that comes with your growth, that comes with this successful completion. This could be on the job, for example, where you get a promotion. You could graduate, where you now move on to another phase of your life. You could move on from certain people and places and embrace change. But it all seems to come with a sense of achievement and fulfillment. So very nice cards, any way you look at them. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Scorpio. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Sagittarius, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Sagittarius, here is your extended line of 5, and it's a pretty interesting set of cards. We have the cross in the middle along with the clover, and the cross can be a bit challenging, but it is also a card of things that are meant to be. And with the clover, I think that there could be something like a sign or something like a lucky turn of events. We have the dog and woman, which points to a relationship. And these cards here point to movement or steps forward or something that happens that I think is going to be quite lucky and significant. So the dog and anchor is a combination that brings a supportive relationship. There is trust and a sense of connection. Sometimes the anchor can feel a bit restrictive, and with the cross, it can feel a little bit heavy in the sense. So maybe this relationship is weighing on you a little bit. But the clover is an all-around lucky card, and the bear, really, it's a card of strength and power, and it makes everything big. So this clover is going to be even luckier with the bear. So there can be something significant that's about to happen, or something lucky, or something important. And so with the dog and anchor earlier, I take this to suggest to us that you need to be patient and stick with this relationship, because at some point, hopefully soon, within the week, something positive is going to materialize. The ship with the cross and woman is an important journey, even a journey that's meant to be with this woman, or maybe a journey she's undertaking. But I think it's not so much about travel. I think it's more about this journey and the project, or this step forward that we saw in the main line, we're also seeing it in the column. So there is some important steps, progress, developments on the table. And so the suggestion here is that you stick with this person, give it time and space, stay with it, stick with it, because things are going to pick up and it looks like it's going to be positive. I can't see from these cards in what context this figures Sagittarius. It could be work related, it could be a personal relationship or something else. But regardless, the idea is pretty much the same. The anchor with the ship, clover, and woman. This is, again, very positive movement here, thanks to the clover. So things are going to progress. There's going to be tangible steps with this person. Maybe she travels or you travel. Maybe there's an opportunity to get together through either one of you traveling or maybe both of you. But regardless of this traveling bit, the essence of the cards are really suggesting a positive conclusion and after some positive steps forward. So stick with this again, and you'll see that there are some, good things that materialize. The dog with the ship and bear and woman. Here we're seeing something similar. We have the bear and ship, and the bear, being this card of power and strength, it makes everything big. And so it suggests that this is an important connection and that this journey or these steps forward that we're seeing are also significant. And the dog suggests a friendship or just the connection. It could be one or more people. I think it's one, but that's just a detail that comes down to your specific situation. So there are some key steps and some key progress this week. So don't give up on this. Don't give up on this person, Sagittarius. Hang in there. Things are going to pick up. And it's gonna be pretty significant. And like I said, the context is flexible. It could be a personal relationship, a friendship, another person in your life. It can be work related, but in all contexts, any context, there are some positive steps. So bear with it a little bit. Trust that things are in progress and give this person a chance, and also do your part to be supportive, because I think you can get that back in kind. So a lovely set of cards. If you're a bit patient, let me know what you make of it, Sagittarius. It's also an interesting set here. So I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you as always for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Okay, Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Capricorn, here is your extended line of 5. We have the middle column that stands out as a bit challenging because we have the clouds and snake, not great, but the middle line is just fine. So this tells us that you could be going through a bit of a rough patch, but you overcome it. I'm suspecting health. I don't know why. You tell me. Maybe you're feeling a little bit stressed or under the weather. Maybe it's anxiety and something like that. But the middle line is really positive. So maybe we start with the middle column this time. The clouds is a card of the mind. It is often a bit negative and suggests challenges like stress, confusion, complications, and things like that. The lily is a card of life path and career, and it is also a card of health. So I just got a feeling that maybe you're not feeling great maybe this week. But it can cause, like the clouds can be complications in other areas, like life in general or your work and such areas. The snake is also a difficult card. It is often a card of deception. It is a card of toxicity as well. So with the clouds, there's definitely a bit of a challenge that you're going through. Like I said, maybe a rough patch, maybe you're stressed out about something, maybe you're concerned about someone. It's kind of flexible here. But the middle line is great. We have the clover and flowers that bracket the line. These are two very bright cards. We also have the tree that is a very lovely, peaceful card. It's also anchored in wisdom. And the bear is a card of strength and power. So it's really nice to see it next to the flowers because it increases the positivity. It does also increase the clouds and snake, but there's other cards to balance this out. So the clover and tree is definitely advice for patience. So things could feel like they're not working out, but there could be a blessing in disguise here. And, you know, you want to see the the forest for the trees. So chill and relax. And also the tree and clouds is a good combination for taking a step back, for relaxing, and taking time out. It's great for perspective. So maybe use the time, for this. The bear and flowers is lovely for empowerment and stepping up and things moving forward. The flowers is a card of renewal and return through its association with spring. And with the bear, there could be a really good push forward, so it can feel really empowering here. So there are some really good things materializing. You're just going through a bit of a patch here. Don't stress out about it because it's about to turn around, and instead maybe use the time to relax and chill about this. And soon enough, things turn around with this powerful bear. Now, the cards are quite flexible, right, Capricorn? They're not really indicating anything about work, money, people, family, none of that. It's really just a dynamic, and there could be a bit of a more psychological experience here as opposed to, manifest things in the world. The tree with the lily, bear, and snake. The bear and snake can be tricky, but the tree and snake is actually a combination of wisdom. The bear could be a person. So if you are dealing with someone who's a bit difficult or, maybe a bit intimidating, not intimidating, but like overbearing, deal with it kindly and softly and sort of step back. And if it's not a person, it's maybe about how you manage a situation calmly. I have to say that the tree and lily are both very calm cards. The bear is a card of strength. So I think they're going to be pretty good at overwhelming the snake. Also, remember the tree and snake is a combination of wisdom. So it's really just this one here and the one in the middle. So relax about this. And you also have more power than you might think, or maybe what other people think. And so I think that also maybe you're not too shaken by this. And if you are, it's just inside of you and you're able to manage it. But generally speaking, allow things to take their time, and the right time is going to give you that push forward. The clover with the lily, flowers, and snake is brighter because we have the snake with the flowers and the snake with the clover. Now, I have to say, Capricorn, that the snake and flowers, I sometimes interpret as suggesting someone who's false to your face. So maybe you're coming face to face with someone who's like that. But again, I don't really think they affect you. And I'm not so sure this is the more likely interpretation. Instead, I really do think that things turn around to your advantage. And I also feel, Capricorn, because the snake is a clever card, you could be the snake yourself. You could be the one who's able to be patient and to wait for the right time. And then you're able to turn things around to your advantage. And that is totally a good thing to do. So there are some really positive outcomes here, but things need to bake a little bit and you need to chill and relax a bit about this. And then there's going to be a moment where there's a really positive push forward. So again, don't get lost in this phase. See the forest for the trees. You're just going through a bit of a patch here, and soon enough, you'll be back with your optimism, your strength, and your vitality. And like I said, these are good cards for health. So if you're feeling a little bit under the weather, relax, take a step back, maybe do some digging into what you could be going through. And then soon enough, things turn around with a very positive combination here. So a lovely set of cards. If you're just willing to take a bit of a break and a bit of a step back, Capricorn, let me know what you make of these ideas. As always, I look forward to your feedback. Thank you for tuning in. Very best of luck. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Aquarius. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw your extended line of 5 and see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Aquarius, here is your extended line of 5, and it's really nice to see the sun at the end of the line. The sun is a very bright, positive card, quite overpowering, really. So it suggests that there are positive outcomes. Now, you do go through a bit of a difficulty here, but obviously with the sun at the end, it is resolved. The clouds and tower can point to complications that are administrative in nature, legal, or perhaps work-related, but it could also point to something that's been hanging for a while. Now, what's really nice is the heart in the middle of all this, and the heart is a card of happiness, and certainly with the bear and sun, you can look forward to a very positive resolution very positive steps forward and overcoming the challenges that you had been dealing with here. There could be a really positive answer. Things work out in the way that you want, and you feel really empowered from this. I have to say, Aquarius, that the Tower and Bear can really point to something like a promotion, management, or people at the top. So it's either you get the support of someone to resolve this, or perhaps you yourself are stepping up to more responsibility or some kind of leveling up of sorts. And whatever the exact way it materializes for you, the sun is lovely, along with the heart, to suggest that things resolve and move forward in a very positive way. Now, this column here is really tricky because we have the snake and heart. And the snake is a card of deception, and with the heart, it points to someone who is not authentic, someone who is not genuine. At the top, we have the letter, which is a card of contact, communication, usually verbal messages and things like that. But really, anyway. And with the heart and snake, I wish for you to be cautious about this, Aquarius. So read between the lines. It might be more exciting than it actually is. So when you zoom in and you check the details and you get into what's between the lines, you might find that there are some hidden elements here. So actually, this can be what's going on here. There can be some complications, but it looks like you're able to iron them out. So, in a way, the reading sort of starts in the column and not the row. It's flexible. There's no formula for this. But that's how the story comes together, I think, in a logical way. So you could get an offer or an invitation or some good news, but there's a bit of a cautionary note about this. So you want to clarify these doubts. And I also want to encourage you to do that. So don't jump the gun, Aquarius. Before you move forward, before you make a decision, check the details. And you could possibly consult with someone for this. So maybe someone who's specialized or has certain expertise, or has a subject expertise or whatever. Consult this person so that you can clarify these questions here. But then we see that things work out nicely, and the sun is pretty strong at resolving this. Even though it's the snake, it's pretty good. So I think you're going to be able to resolve these question marks. In the inner diamond, we've got the Tower, letter, bear, and snake. So again, we're seeing the trickiness of the snake here. The Tower and letter and bear can point to something significant, legal, admin, formal, official, in this kind of area usually. And the snake is, again, really a cautionary note here. So do your homework, do your due diligence, ask the questions as you need to, Aquarius. Don't skimp on this. The clouds with the snake is also challenging, but then the other combinations are going to be fine because of the power of the sun. So good news and a positive resolution here. So again, really doing your due diligence, thinking about things, doing your research, and also making up your mind. So if you need to think about this, take your time and put yourself first. Make sure you are clear about how this supports your interest. And then we've got the beautiful sun. So a very positive outcome here. Even if it's taken a bit of, navigating this a bit, maybe maneuvering it with certain people, there is still a positive outcome at the end of the day. So the cards can apply in different contexts. Of course, they always can. But I think this is more focused on your work, some practical matters, some official stuff, some procedure, things like that, and not so much about personal relationships, even though we have the heart. But considering these cards in terms of relationship, I have to say, Aquarius, they can take on a bit of a different dimension. The heart and snake, the snake by itself is often a card of cheating and third parties, love triangles, these situations. And with the heart, there can be this can be, it can support this possibility. And so you could get concerned this week that there is something going on behind the scenes in your relationship. And it could be something that you work through or try to dig into. But again, the beautiful bear and sun, along with the heart, really suggests that you could overcome this and resolve this. And my feeling is that there isn't really anything going on, but you could get a fright or a doubt that causes you to think about this, but it does look to be positively resolved. Let me know what you make of these ideas, Aquarius. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself. Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading. Let's draw this extended line of 5, and let's see what is in store for you this week. Okay, Pisces, fun cards, really fun cards. We have 3 travel cards. Is this straight? It's straight, it's kind of straight. The ship, the rider, and road. All 3 cards are travel cards. So you could actually be going places. You could travel. And if not so far, you could be going places, exploring places. And it's looking really fun. We have the book and a heart on the other side here. And this is a really nice combination in this context to point to exploring passions and exploring topics of interest or discovering places. It's really fun. Earlier here we have the ring. The ring is a card of relationships, but it doesn't have to be about a relationship. I'll get to this in a bit. It can be about your involvements. You could be exploring what you're going to invest yourself in. You could be exploring what you engage in, certain commitments, certain things to be part of. And with the book and heart, it definitely invites you to explore things that you want to explore and maybe you haven't explored so far. So really nice. I have to say also that the ring and heart, they can point to a relationship. Maybe you're about to meet someone, or there could be a prospect that is developing and you're still getting to know this person. So for relationships, it's also a nice line. Now, the key with the ship and rider, like I said, these 3 cards are travel cards. We're seeing another suggestion of going places, maybe even traveling. The key is definitely an encouraging message here, telling you to go for this, to go after this, and to explore what you can. You could also find answers. You could also get the green light to move forward with a project and, pursuing these really interesting topics or experiences. It's looking really open. It's a lovely reading for being open to experience, movement and activity and momentum, curiosity. Really fun set of cards here. The road with the key book and rider. This is great for finding answers. It's great for unlocking potential. It's great for moving forward with certain projects. I would say projects especially, it could be anything, but creative projects, reading, writing, learning, those areas are great. You could get a really nice push forward this week. The ring with the key, heart, and rider is great also for being on the right track, being with the right commitments, being involved in the right things. They are things that make you happy, so you're definitely on the right track. And like I said, these are cards for a relationship as well. So things can move forward really nicely in this relationship. Again, very nice set of cards, really fun, very open to experiences. And there's a bit of a magic, here. Passion, curiosity, that momentum to pursue interesting things that you love. And equally exciting for a relationship. In terms of work, I think you could be pursuing some creative projects as well. They could work out really nicely. You could have supportive relationships. So they're very supportive cards in just about any context. And of course, you could be traveling. If you're actually traveling, you need a bit of planning. The book, you need to do some planning here, and you could be going somewhere you haven't been to before. That's possible. So really nice cards, Pisces, lots of fun. Be open to experiences, go do your thing and go explore and, delve into these topics, engage in the things that you're passionate about. And if it's a relationship, then, enjoy that too, because it's looking quite exciting as well. Let me know what you make of these lovely cards. As always, I look forward to your thoughts and feedback. Very best of luck with the week. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, take very good care of yourself.